Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Isekai Ojisan, episode 4. It continues to be enjoyable and I continue to enjoy it. Also, happy Halloween, everybody. It is officially Halloween Day today. Although, again, that probably doesn't matter to any of you who aren't Murica. Today is the day when some people dress up and go around with little children and have them knock on doors and ask for candy. And if you're a moderately good person, you have candy for them. That's like the theme of the holiday. I think it's mostly capitalist, made by candy companies to sell lots of candy, because, I don't know, do people buy candy outside of special event? Maybe I'm weird. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. But it's always, it seemed to me to be a very cynical event, and so I'm going to treat it very wholeheartedly and wholesomely this year, and ride around as a spaceman with a backpack full of probably candy, and give that to kids if I run into them, because that seems like fun. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day, I think. I finally got some dumb blinking LEDs. I've been really holding off on purchasing quality safety lights for riding at night, because they're so fucking expensive for what they are. So I went into a Halloween-specific store the other day, and I found these finger lights, which are dumb LEDs, and a pack of 5 of them, 2 of which didn't work, so I bought 2 packs of 5 of them, 2 of which on the other one didn't work, so I have a total of, I think, 6 that work. And I could just strap these to stuff and have lights on me. Super duper mega useful, because I can put them on my hands, and then when I signal to, like, I'm going that way, it's visible at night, which is very, very useful, because previously I was not very visible at night. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but fuck bike lights. Stupid hand blinkers, yes please. Let's see, is there anything else interesting going on today? Oh, it's Isekai Ojisan Day. It should be fun. It's Teehee Tuesday. Should be a blast. I don't know. I'm up in the air on this, which means that it'll probably end up shaking out as a no, because I'm a pussy. There's a girl in town I'm thinking about asking her out, and I probably won't. Rip me. I don't know. It seems a little weird. I'm just not sure if I should, and there is a bit of an age difference, and so it feels a little bit weird. I just don't know what I'm gonna do about it. Probably nothing. Feels bad, man. So wrestling with that in a way that's clearly that I want to do that. I'd like to ask her out, but I think I'm afraid of the repercussions. The only reason that I bring this up at all is because it's today, and also, well, in a weird way, it kind of fits some of the thematic elements of Isekai Ojisan, with these sort of fucked up, falling over each other relationships that are just sort of goofy and bad, but only because of the internal failings of each of the characters personally. And that just feels relevant to my existence at present. Yeah. Maybe there'll be something in this episode that changes my mind about things, or something that I can draw from and turn into a lesson for myself. Maybe it'll be just dumb bullshit, like it kind of has been before, but it's kind of had that sprinkled in as well. Last week on Isekai Ojisan, first off, an amazing set of gags with Elf going woof woof woof, baka, I'll save the city, wee splat, love it. And also, Elf appeared in our world, but not in the form that I was hoping for, because she's now just like a VTuber avatar that Uncle uses to put on like a weird flesh suit mask, and then pretend to be her on the internet in order to get more views. And we're probably going to keep doing that because it makes a lot of money, and I feel bad. I feel bad about all of that. I was going to say something along the lines of, I don't know how to feel about that, but I do know how I feel about that. I don't like it. I don't like VTubers in general. That's more of a weird thing. I understand that they're fine. It's like, I can't stop it or whatever. I wouldn't try to. I don't like them in general. It feels weird to me. It feels like there's, like, why would you inherently lie at the start of things just to start with your identity? It feels fucked up. But, yeah, whatever. But then it's it's one of the classic tropes of RPG gaming is guys playing girls and girls playing guy characters, and like the origination in some ways of the ability to make that choice as though it wasn't relevant and just be able to do it. You know, you open up a Pokemon game and you can be the boy guy or the girl guy, and you go around and you still catch Pokemon. It's like, wow, I could be somebody other than myself and the world would treat me differently. And that sort of fits some of the thematic stuff that we've been talking about in a way that is probably actually relevant, and I shouldn't just dismiss it out of hand because it makes me feel weird, you know? But it's not even the feeling weird, it's the literal transformation into a woman that you're, like, highly attracted to and not admitting it, and then using that to gain financially. There's something fucked in that whole set of events, and I'm really not sure exactly what it is, but there's something weird about it. There's something weird about... Okay, so, like, in some sense, Ojisan is exploiting the appearance of a person that isn't him, which is pretty weird, right? It's like, he wouldn't get those views for the content that he's making, he's getting those views off of the body that he has, and it's not his body. That's weird. But it's like, it's irrelevant morally, because if you actually bring it into our real world in any real sense, it, like, falls apart completely, because you can't do that exactly. Anything that you would do in the order of doing that would be, like, material changes to yourself that have a whole bunch of other things that you'd have to go through beforehand, so it's like, it's not like a flippant thing that you could do. So it's kind of irrelevant, but also kind of super interesting. I don't fucking know. I don't know what to think about it. I don't know if it's going to continue. I'm holding out hope that Elf will actually elf appear into our elf world where she is not right now. Because I actually want to know that character, and I'd like to have the potential for interactions with Ojisan and Elf to become what they've never been able to become in the history past of the Otherworld place, in order to, like, to actually have a chance at changing things. Because that's part of the goal state, is to have a chance at changing things. What's the point of learning all the lessons if you can't actually fix any of it? And it's only to pass that stuff on to the nephew guy so that he can learn from your mistakes and not fuck up his relationships. I mean, that's fine, but I'd still rather that Oji-san actually got it on with Elf, you know, and sort of figured his shit out, and they had their weird mutually fucked up relationship occur where she bakas and he goofy idiots, and it works because it could work. Maybe I'm just a hopeless romantic at heart and I'm trying to convince myself to ask that girl out. That's probably what's going on. Either way, that's my spiel for the beginning of the episode. I gotta do a drawing. I haven't even thought about a drawing yet. Uh-oh. Now I've got a drawing started and we're gonna go with it. Here we go. Bop. Yeah, that's a sword for sure. Didn't know that was what I would draw, but that's okay. Wait, isn't this... Didn't I do this already? But it was Oji-san? Yeah, I did. Oh, shit. Okay, weird. I did do this already, right? Like, same thing, sword back behind and off to the side. Except this time it's definitely Elf. Like, 100% it's Elf doing this. Thick elf thighs save, Oji-san lives. It's like a rehash of the same idea. How strange. Like, how actively strange to me. Okay, weird as fuck, man. Ba-ba-ba-baka. Ba-ba-ba-baka. If only he would notice. If only he wasn't an idiot. If only he had any emotional intelligence at all. Pay no mind to the bygones. Find me another hill to die on. Don't ever let me die on a regular hill. Don't ever let me die on a regular hill. Oh, it's find me a strange hill to die on. Don't ever let me die on a regular hill. Don't ever let me die on a regular hill. Cool. Alright, I'll take it. So, there's Elf sort of getting ready to leap off the building. I wish that it had more coiled spring in the momentum. Like, I drew her standing and moving, as opposed to dropped into a crouch, and that's kind of what I wanted. Our two characters end up in the same form, like they're in the same sword form or whatever, but their positioning is really different, huh? I mean, really, materially different. Whereas Ojisan appears at the floor of things, at the base of things, looking up at skyscrapers around him of Tokyo, modernity, cities and stuff, with clear direction, right? And that's what I was talking about there being something materially different in the framing. Everything in this framework I did as, like, horizon line, vanishing point, pyramidal, like triangular in its framing, so that it's built with momentum into the thing. It's like moving forward. And while she's actually moving forward in this scene, she stands up above the city. And it's not the same city, of course, but she stands up above the city, over everything, looking up over everything. But it's all flat, and like the momentum isn't inherent in the framework of the environment. The momentum is all from her, and there's less of it. So it's like, instead of forging through and cutting a path through reality, she is instead skimming over the top of reality without really materially changing it. Okay. All right, brain. Yeah, sure, brain. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Weird. I saw people in another Discord server being like, why the fuck is Teeaboo drawing stuff at the beginning of his videos? What the shit? This is so weird. It's like, yeah, I get it. I understand. It's super weird. It's not exactly relevant to the content of the video. It's definitely, like, self-satisfying. It's for me. But then stuff like this happens, and I gotta just sort of point at it and be like, this is not useful? Is this not useful? I think it's pretty fucking useful. Both for altering my mental state, putting me into the realm of the show in some way, but also for, like, recalibrating, in the same way that dreams are like a rehash of our experiences in order to put them into place and do so in a weird sort of imaginary, fuddly world. Drawing is like dreaming. It's like forcing your brain to turn concepts that have been floating there into something legitimate and something material. And it makes me do something. I don't know. It's different than speaking. I wouldn't have been able to speak that out without dreaming it in visual. It's so strange. So strange. What weird art we work with. What weird art we work with. This helps me get closer to the art. I don't know. So strange. So strange. Being human, real weird. Real weird. Have you noticed? Have you noticed how weird being alive is? It's fucking crazy, man. Gah. Alright, let's watch episode 4 of Uncle from Another Crunkle Bunkle, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I've got the episode up and ready to go. It's at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions. Picture in the description. Timer on YouTube. Beep trying to count you down. Early access on the Patreon. Let's fucking go. I'm done spieling. Spiel over. Beep beep. Chillins! Is this present day present time, or is this old school when you got bullied? Is one of them her? Oh. Kutchun's new plaything. It's familiar of Zero, isn't it? That is absolutely... Oh, the real deal. This is the real deal. Oh, he's she saved me. I don't think she feels great about it. Aw, that's so cute. Okay, that was definitely a meme about the familiar of Zero, a show that I haven't actually seen. But I know that the light novels are pretty... Lovely. Uh-huh. A true middle schooler. What? Why? Let me take a picture of your picture on your... Eh. Alright, because the phone is so old. Yeah. Alright. The real deal. Fucking bean tea. Eh? Honestly fair, man. It's really hard to predict other people's gift desires. I don't think... No, it isn't. That's bullshit. See, that's actually garbage bullshit. Just give people money, it's fine. Analog broadcast ended in 2011. Nice. Nice. Oh, you didn't get him anything, or did you? Hoo 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 hoo. What? That's pretty weird, Fujimiya. That's pretty weird. Yeah, you just sent him risque photos of yourself as a middle schooler. Yeah. Yeah. Uh. his freaking deal notifications app. I have to go to all the stores to find all the deals. Well, hey, uncle. Don't say something fucked up. Wrecked. Yeah, as a birthday present. Well, we can make that happen. All it takes is some spilled coffee. Ah! Ah! Just a little bit of hellfire, not the scorching hell. Well, I think we've arranged for you to take your clothes off. That is what we've just arranged, isn't it? Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. I feel like it doesn't matter where you are. You could still be watching, you creep. Hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's pretty intimate to wear somebody else's clothing, huh? Aww. It would it would kind of be a good big deal. You turn around, you dingus. Okay. All right, well, the ball is in your court, Fujimiya. What? Without putting your pants on, huh? But she wants you to. Oh. Oh. Huh? Huh? What? Impossible! But it's wrong. How is Uncle gonna fuck this up? Huh? Oh no! No, 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 no! Whoa! Oh no, no! I want him to know! Good. Aww. It's so kind of you to be so kind about this. Oh, coffee. Absolute idiot. Maximum idiocy. Holy crap. What was that? Oh! Oh! Hmm. Hmm. I mean, I love it, but what? Yeah? This is your birthday gift, though? Pinchy what chance? Oh. Whoa. They look exactly the same. Mm-hmm. Aged 40 years when he turned 20. Alright, well, this is gonna go weirdly. Hello. Asadeki! Sapakli! Going straight to him. Holy shit, there's nothing under that. Wow. Yeah, really. Really, truly. No. Shut the fuck up. How? How? Oh, what a coincidence. I just have to be in a fucking nightgown. Ah! It's not like I like it or anything. You're trying to bribe her with food? Oh. You sucked? He's the hero of ages. You know. Nice. I didn't know, I just tried to kill it. Oh. Nah. Nah. I refused. I didn't decide not to. Gamer. How did you survive? Her outfit is awesome. Pinchiwa chance. Ah, there it is. Hey, it's a good motto, too. Ah, alright. Well, he found logic in the best of weirdest places. Ah, go play Tetris, man. No! You'll be there eventually. Do we get to keep watching, though? Whoa! Ah! Ah! And play Puyo Puyo Tetris? Huh? Yes. So romantic. Ah! Shut up, shut up, shut up! I want to watch this. Josh, shut the fuck up. And go away. Oh, he's doing so great. How is he gonna fuck this up? Yeah. Oh, this is so cute. He's totally gonna forget all of this. Yeah, how is he gonna fuck this up? Seriously, how badly? You can leave now. Thanks, bye. Did she stay there? Did she stand there the whole morning? Oh. 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 Ow! No, 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 no! Give him 10 seconds and he's gone. No, this is your fault. No, 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 no! I'd rather not be drunk wizarded. Ah. Yeah, stick with the bean juice. Holy shit. That's end of episode, right? It's close. Wow. That hurt. That actually hurt. That really hurt. Secondhand embarrassment is like, wow. Well, so we found out where the hella outfit from the ED is from. It's from that. Oh my god. This was the most sexual episode that we've had, and it was great. I really enjoy the Savi suit throughout here. It's kind of demure and cute. Wow. While still being utterly horny. Wow. Super cute. Super cute, and also absolutely soul crushing. Ah. There are plenty of things that you can do for her, and you're not. It's not. It's fuck. It's fuck is what you can do. Whoo. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. She masturbated. Baka. Wow. Oh, that's the just hard ended. Okay. Wow. I think this episode was sexy as shit. Uh what an amazing time. So we set it up and sort of lampshaded it all with the opening of the this is an Arrow manga gibbity gabbity goop, and then all that into mostly elf stuff, but with Fujimiya and Takafumi like doing their own back and forth as well. Wow. That's so much fun. There's so much that manages to be totally understated and relies entirely on either your knowledge of game and fantasy tropes, but also your knowledge of like sexual behavior amongst humans and the uncle's complete lack of that knowledge, right? And so we sit there with Takafumi and Fujimiya as they realize what's going on, and Uncle does not. Oh, I think it's really compelling. What fun. What fun. I also think that, okay, so I comment on it every time that it happens in a show, pretty much. I like to comment on fan service. I like to talk about it. I think it's really interesting the ways in which we portray sexuality in media. For example, recently we had some interesting portrayals of sexuality in PiP Available, the show that came before this, where we had nude characters that were entirely non-sexualized as nude characters. Here in this show, we have a bunch of nudity and a bunch of non-nudity, and all of it is super sexual, like absolutely steeped in sexual intent, and it's great, and it's really cool and wholesome and wholehearted. It doesn't feel manipulative. It doesn't feel terribly voyeuristic. It doesn't feel fucked up. It feels pretty natural and wholesome and good, and like it's a normal part of human existence, which it actually turns out it is. So, big thumbs up on that front, I think. It's kind of hard to walk the line of making a show literally sexy, like actually portray female characters as sexual entities, and also not be really fucked up, perverted, creepy. The show has the benefit of putting all the fucked up insanity onto Uncle, but all of the fucked up insanity that he does isn't being a pervert. It's literally the opposite. It's being unable to see what's happening. There's also a ton here that's very pornographic, like straight out of hentai. Really interesting. Oh, it is the familiar of Zero, volume 14. Okay, so it wasn't even a fake thing. Haha, a naughty book, assholes. And of course, she's the worst bully that they're terrified of. I think that's very great and very funny. OP still lands for me and is continuing to, maybe even more so than before. It's pretty cool. Okay. I was a brat for the first few years, but then it turned way more girly. Birthday present, beans, messaging doesn't work, flags, coffee brewed from fresh beans. Yeah, I guess bean tea is better when you do it that way. Don't send a middle school swimsuit photo to people. In fact, you shouldn't have it. You shouldn't have it anymore. Oh boy. This is a sex crime. It's, yeah, no, you can get on a registry for that, for sure. Both of you, actually. Like, there isn't a dispensation for having photos of yourself as a minor. There's still photos of a minor. You have to be really, really, really careful with that shit. Delito. Now, we could argue that that's kind of fucked up and maybe a bit draconian and puritanical, and I think it is, but at the same time, makes a lot of sense. I don't think any trafficking of child pornographic images should be allowed ever, so strict laws, I'm in favor. Anyway. But the thing that it shows me is, or demonstrates, or is meant to build out in the episode, is not some kind of weird social commentary on our legal choices around child pornography, but instead Fujimiya's desperate desire to be seen as a sexual entity by Takafumi, right? Like, she really wants him to look at her, and sending him a bikini picture from middle school is not a great way to make that happen, but it is where her mind is at, and that makes a lot of sense. And it continues to be this really strong theme in the episode of, or in the show, how do I put this? Of oblivious male characters being pursued hotly by actually actively sexual and interested female characters who keep getting turned away, in part because the male characters are like, no, you couldn't actually be a human. There's no way. You're a perfect pretty girl. You're not a human. And it's like, what the fuck? Just bang me. And that's really quite compelling. Okay. Pete, the line from Uncle, your swimsuit picture that you went all out on just lost to a sales ad and content appeal, framing it as a YouTuber, and also just absolutely the most brutal thing that you could possibly say to a person. Wow. No. And so we arrange the perfect event. Freeze! Ridiculous. However, he cannot use healing magic is a pretty important thing to know, I think. Alright. Frozen, shower time, and we're actually going to look at these, okay? This is sexy stuff. This is sexy stuff. This is a woman in the shower who's thinking about how she could portray herself sexily to the boy who she's interested in sexing, right? Right. And it still manages to be pretty demure and lots of anime fog, but I gotta mention this because this is contrived and bullshit just to hide the nipple, and it makes it really sexy. It makes it really fun. I really like it. I think this is great. We see exploitative shower scenes that put female characters in a shower and have them being naked all the time. They happen all the time. It's one of the better ways of doing it because it's like a legitimate thing that humans actually do, is like get into a shower. But it's rare that you put a male character into a shower scene. You just don't do it as often. It doesn't happen as frequently. It happens. It doesn't happen as frequently. There's purpose behind this. And the show is not in any way trying to step away from that purpose. Maybe that's what it is to me. It's something like, there are a lot of shows that try to have their cake and eat it too, to portray sexy fan service and then pretend that it wasn't really happening, that it wasn't really, we weren't really staring at the girl's butt, we weren't really looking at the titties, no. It was just, the camera doing that, or just the circumstance happening. Whoa, accidental panties, who knew? And I hate that shit. I hate it. It's garbage. It's not correct in our real world, right? It's not accurate to reality. Humans are sexual entities, and this is a real thing that occurs. And our voyeuristic tendencies and our way of looking at each other is kind of fucked up. But it's also normal and natural and healthy and wholesome. And I think that the, well, you can look, but you can't look sort of attitude that a lot of shows take is gross. And it instills in us this broken attitude towards sex that honestly is the attitude that Takafumi and Uncle have, where they kind of are like, no, you're a perfect, pretty, beautiful thing that couldn't ever be dirty or sexy. And that's wrong. It's just wrong. It's materially wrong. So I like that we're full on with it. And I like that it ends up moving into, pretty intimate interaction. There's something about putting on someone else's clothes that's inherently intimate, right? It really is. And then that leads into a sight unseen nudity sequence of exposure, right? Like, really, Takafumi isn't seeing anything and she isn't really exposed, but she feels exposed and he feels like he's seen something he shouldn't have. And that collapses our scene here as she freaks out, mostly because she feels like she's supposed to, right? That's the idea here. And then comes together, brings it together, and decides that she wants to actually directly approach him in this form without changing or putting on additional clothes in order to tell him, actually, when you look at me like that, it's really flattering, which he takes the wrong way. He takes it as her trying to soothe his ego or help him figure it out, and her dismissing the whole thing as though it weren't a war crime that he just committed. When what she's actually saying is, no, please, look at me that way. I'd like to be considered sexy by you in particular. Also, bang me. And he's like, oh, thank God, I'm not a monster. It's like, no, wait, wrong takeaway. Sex now, please. Oh my God, this is amazing. I love that the flag turns into whoosh pow. And let's wipe the memory clean. I'm not remotely bothered. I'd actually really, really like to show you again if you erased it. And he just won't get it. He won't get it. Awesome. All these varied alcohol sodas. 5%, 3%. It's pretty cute. That's fun. Pinchiwa Chansu is great. I like it. It is a good motto. That's it. It is a good motto. I don't care whether it came from Puyo Puyo Tetris or from something else. It's a good way of looking at the world. Crisis is an opportunity is the translation that they choose, and it works financially. I think it works romantically. It works socially. It works in all sorts of circumstances. Crises mean things are shaken up, and there are always opportunities in a crisis. It's like people who will say a recession is the best time to make money. They're not wrong. It's just hard. Things could turn around in ways you couldn't dream of. So you should never give up, and you should always try. Aww. Okay. Speaking of sexy framing, the through the dress translucency sure is a thing, ain't it? I mean, it sure really, really is a thing, and I like it a lot. I mean, that shit's hot. That's hot. And yet, it doesn't feel lewd and lascivious, per se. Like, she's practically nude wearing silk. Gossamer thin silk sparkles, right? Practically nude, walking through a public event, being super sexy. And yet, even though we do focus on the naughty bits, and we do, both here and a little bit later, we do focus on the naughty bits, it's still like, this is an outfit this woman chose to wear. She's in control of her own sexual representation, and she's doing it for a purpose. Whether she'll admit to that purpose or not is sort of secondhand. The actions speak for themselves, and her actions are fully in control of herself. Like, totally by choice. Completely positive. I fucking love it. I really like it. It's really cool. And very sexy. Both the sexiness of it is sexy, but also the confidence of it is very sexy. And big approval. Very good. She's his stalker? What? I love, what a coincidence to see you here. This is what I'm talking about where we do it elsewise. Translucency. Yeah. How did you do that? Why are you so strong? Why are you so cool? How do you know what you're doing? What the fuck? Why are you so sexy? I just want you so badly. Grr! The reason you couldn't beat it was because you'd given up from the start. You assumed that because you didn't have the super sword of good god shards of iceness, it would never happen, right? That's the attitude that counts, isn't it? A crisis is an opportunity. And it is really like a video game logic sort of thing. How'd you beat that boss? Well, I tried a bunch. But you could have died. Yeah, but then I would try a bunch. It's like, this is how you beat bosses. This is how you video game. it's a different era of gaming, really, isn't it? Because, well, yeah, it's a different era of gaming, and we've talked about this before. Uncle chose all the wrong games for succeeding in an RPG landscape, right? And yet, he didn't, because the perseverance inherent in some of those old games, and the try a bunch of things until you find what works, and the lack of any sort of guidance or tutorials or any information about things like that would lead to circumstances where, you know, you show up at an enemy's boss room without the one item that you were supposed to have for sure in order to defeat that enemy, because the programmers didn't program the game well enough to ensure that you actually had that item before you went there. And so you end up fighting the thing, and there's actually no way to win, and so you find a way to win by whittling it down with little pitiful fights. It's like any Dark Souls 3 players will know Yorm the Giant, right? He's Yorm. He's a big giant. There's a pretty straightforward way of defeating Yorm the Giant. You need a sword. It makes a big wind blast. It kills him in like 5 hits. It's pretty hard to do anyway, but it's the way to do it. If you don't do that, you have very little chance of defeating Yorm the Giant, because you're going to have to whittle him down with pitiful little cuts like a bajillion times. But you can. And people do. People do it just for fun. They'll go to Yorm and they'll fight him without the special sword that they're supposed to use. And it's kind of a callback in the FromSoft game to that older form of gaming where you'd have this one item that would make that thing happen, but you could find another way as well. And there's this perseverant attitude toward it that I think is really applicable to the real world. It feels to a lot of people, I think, like you're lacking the keys to the kingdom, right? If you weren't born wealthy and went to Yale and got a law degree, then you're fucked, right? But what if that's not true? What if perseverance on the right things and whittling it away can lead to a compelling victory over the monsters that you face in your reality? You know? Maybe that would be good. And so maybe the whole RPG aspect that Uncle didn't ever get exposed to isn't necessarily the only way or even the best way of accomplishing things. Pretty cool idea here in this part of the story. That's why you should never give up and should always rise to the challenge. And so do I have to go ask that girl out? Oh, Uncle, why? Why'd you have to make it applicable to my existence? Dang it. My room is right up there. You want to come with me? And he's so smooth. He's so smooth. Santana song's so smooth. And we get all sparkly and pink and beautiful and lovely. And she agrees and she's gonna come to his room with him. And he fucks it as badly as a person can fuck a thing ever. And it's beautiful. It's really quite amazing. Really, really fucking amazing. The fisheye, the broken eyes, total shock. This was so obvious. This was so... Damn, man. Rough. Also, don't fly with drunken uncles. Also, I really like this scene. This is actually straight out of hentai, and he's a stupid idiot. It's also pretty hot. Can we just be totally clear about what happens with the headband here? She knocks him out, puts the anti-memory thing around him, and then she masturbates, right? That's explicitly what happens here. To think she used an item to hide the antidote from me. What a tightwad. Please poison. Wow. Okay, sexiest episode, easily. Big fan of it in pretty much every way. Got no complaints, honestly. I think it was really fun. We introduce a good life motto attitude from Uncle as well. It's a good one. Pinchiwa chansu. And I hope that it ends up being a bit of a through line as we move forward. We could have already leveraged it toward the YouTube thing and toward the existence in this world sort of thing, but now that we've established it, I think we should leverage it as we move forward as, like, that's a thing that we can rely on. I like the developing relationship between our two younger characters. It ends up being really sweet and wholesome and also pervy and naughty and depraved, and that the two are not mutually exclusive, and I like that. I think that's really good. This is adult media, right? It's not porn, but it's adult media aimed at adults, and it's aimed at young adults like, Takafumi and Fujimoto's age, probably somewhere around there, or a range around it. The kinds of people who might be looking at relationships and sex and reality and living and life and stuff. And there are some real legitimate lessons to be learned here. Like, hey, maybe people want to have sex. Ever thought of that? Crazy idea. Whoa. Fucking good. Good. Good show. Really surprisingly good in this episode, I think. Beyond just funny or making a gag land, it made the biggest gag landing of this episode for me is he shuts the door and then she's standing there just like, bruh. That really lands for me, and it's not like crack up, break my back laughing hilarious, but it is totally wrapped in the rest of the storytelling in a way where it's not just a gag, but it convinces me of something that the show is trying to get across. It's growing on me. I mean, it's really growing on me. The show's really growing on me. I like the OP. I like the portrayal of sexually attractive characters. I like the attraction between characters and the way that they fumble over each other. It feels right and goofy and humorous and real. That's a big thumbs up for me on this episode of Isekai Ojisan. I like it a lot. Thanks for joining me for the episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Please point out things that I missed. I'm sure that there are dozens or plenty or many. Who knows? And I'll see ya. Woo! Next week for the next episode. Happy Halloween. Have a great day. Get some candy for the dumb kids. See you later. Peace.